Hello everybody from Plant Reviews UK. Today is the 30th of September and I'm talking today about a beautiful cyclamen species called Cyclamen cyprium that is a cyclamen endemic, that means lives only in Cyprus, an island in the Mediterranean, a beautiful island. I've never been there, but I saw the pictures of this island and it's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, many friends of mine have been in Cyprus for holidays, and it's great for beaches and very nice warm climate. So definitely check it out, and I'm sure you will love the idea to go to Cyprus, unless obviously you have been already there, so you know what I am talking about. Cyclamen cyprium is the name of this species of cyclamen, and as the epithet suggests, cyprium means Cyprus, from Cyprus, where it is endemic, as I already said, and it is the national flower of Cyprus. And this plant grows in Cyprus mostly in woodlands between 300 and 1,200 meters high of altitude, I think is the correct term in English. Sorry, I'm Italian. I'm Italian. Well, and I'm actually also a British citizen, but I'm not a native English speaker. So sometimes I might do some. I might make some. I might say some incorrect words. What I love about this cyclamen is not only the beautiful flowers but also the leaves. Cyclamen, that is the genus to which Cyprus Cyclamen cyprium, the Cyprus Cyclamen belongs. It is a species in the family Primulaceae, so the same family of the primrose, even if the flowers, as you can see, are very different. And in the genus Cyclamen, there are about 20 species in the genus Cyclamen, and they are native on Europe and to many areas in the Mediterranean basin, and they are distributed east to Caucasus and Iran, with one species also in Somalia. Cyclamen comes from the Greek term kyklos, that means circle, probably due to the rounded shape of the tuber. You can see in this plant, was planted in a very shallow position, and you can actually see the circular shape of the tuber indeed. The vernacular name of cyclamens in many languages is sow bread or swine bread, because these plants were said to be eaten by pigs. Cyclamens have a tuber that I already shown you, from which both the leaves and the flowers arise, as well as the roots. Most species, the leaves grow in autumn and winter. Indeed, as you can see, these leaves are freshly sprouted, so you can see they are actually really new, and they usually come in a variety of colors. Some cyclamens actually are grown not even more than for the beautiful flowers, actually for the beautiful leaves, and the patterns of the leaves are quite varied across species. However, the cyclamens are not evergreen. The leaves sprout in autumn, they grow from autumn to winter, in spring start dying down, and in summer instead nothing remains of the plant on the surface, unless obviously you have a very superficial bulb like a plant like this one is planted, and you will see the tuber, because the only part of the plant that stays in summer is actually the tuber. This is an adaptation to the dry and hot Mediterranean summers, where actually it's better for many plants to go dormant during the due to the hot temperature and very low water availability due to very scarce rainfall in summer. Each leaf grows on its own stem, as you can see. Each leaf departs from the tuber independently from the others, and you can recognize the tip of a leaf from the tip of a flower, because the tip of the leaves are bent upwards, while the tip of the flowers usually starts growing downwards. And you can see here there are you can see this one indeed growing downwards is actually a bud, the bud of a flower, while this one growing upwards is a leaf. It's a leaf that is forming. I'm trying to focus on it, and yes, this is the leaf. I was saying, in most species, the leaves are wonderfully variegated. When viewed from the top, the base color is usually green with blotches or variegations. You can see that the background color, I would say, is this very dark green with this pattern of light green around, and also the margins of the leaves are different across species. Some of them are in some species are quite smooth, in some others are toothed, and you can see in Cyclamen cyprium that they are quite toothed as well. Most species have heart-shaped leaves that definitely add this beautiful peculiarity to the color, the beautiful shape, in addition to the beautiful, gorgeous color. Most of the leaves in cyclamens have a different upper side, color on the underside, and you can see in Cyclamen cyprium is this rich burgundy purple, very shiny underneath. So a beautiful plant, not only for the flowers, as I said, but amazing for its amazing leaves. However, many cyclamens have this beautiful variegation on the leaves. Indeed, also the cyclamens more common in garden centers and online, like Cyclamen edifolium or Cyclamen comb, have also very beautiful leaves. Cyclamen species usually bloom in autumn, winter, or spring, and actually, as far as I know, they don't bloom in summer, indeed, because they are dormant. However, yes, the blooming season can vary, and this depends by the species. In most species and varieties, the stem of the flowers, as you can see, bend about 180 degrees, so the flowers face downwards, and well, you can see it very clearly in the video. And the flowers have 5 petals that are directed upwards. Well, really, looking at the flower, they are directed backwards, but as the flower faces downwards, obviously the petals are facing upwards. They can be of different colors. Usually, however, they are on the pink variation, so they can be very pale pink or white, from bright pink to almost red or purple in color. And also, usually cyclamens have this part of the flower that is called the nose, of a different color from the rest of the flower, and you can see that this is the basically the entrance to the flower, where pollinators can actually find the reproductive organs of the cyclamen and the nectar. As I said, the flowers not only vary in, well, as I said, yes, the flowers vary in color, and obviously also the flowers vary in size. The biggest ones, as far as I remember, are the ones of Cyclamen persicum. That is this cyclamen with the biggest flower is usually sold in garden centers, and not only in garden centers, actually, you can find it quite often in shops. After the flower is fertilized, when it develops fruit, the stem of the flower starts coiling and bends when the fruits begin to form. The fruit usually is a round pod, and there are several sticky seeds. The seeds are eaten by ants that will basically eat the sticky part and discard the seed that then is on the ground, so can start germinating when conditions allow the germination. While some species like Cyclamen nidifolium, Cyclamen common, Cyclamen persicum are extensively cultivated in horticulture, some species of cyclamens are really endangered in the wild due to climate change, habitat destruction, and also collection on wild specimens. The roots of the cyclamens from the tuber, they vary in the point of developing. In some species, they develop actually from the top of the tuber, like for example in the derifolium, together with the flowers and the leaves. In some others, instead, they develop from the sides of the tubers, in some others from the lower surface of the tuber. Cyclamen cyprium in particular has roots that grow from the underside, from one side of the underside of the tuber, and obviously I can't show you now because the plant is in obviously active growth. I don't want to damage the roots of the plant. However, it grows from one side of the tuber. As already explained, the leaves in Cyclamen cyprium are heart shaped and with toothed edges, and these are green variegated with this light green, and they have a kind of silvery appearance as well. However, it's not as shiny, definitely, as the beautiful underside of the leaves. Cyclamen cyprium have flowers that bloom in autumn or winter, usually between September and January in the northern hemisphere. And the flowers, you can see, have upswept petals, and they are usually white to pale pink with a magenta blotch near the nose. The nose again is basically the point of the flowers where actually is the entrance to the sexual organs of the entrance for the access to the sexual part of the organs and to the nectar. The tuber is spherical, as I already showed you, however quite compressed, not a really rounded sphere, and can grow up to 7 centimeters across. The species can stand overnight frost, but not really prolong the freezing. So winters in the United Kingdom, as well as in many temperate and cold climates, are really too much to handle for this species. So it's recommended to keep it in a pot in a cool greenhouse. I have been keeping this plant for about 2 years now, and I've been keeping this plant in a cold greenhouse. So temperatures last year were down to -7 for a week. However, I was very careful not to water this plant in this week, because obviously if the ground was too wet, the tuber would have been frozen solid, and this would have led to the death of the plant. And actually this in my cold greenhouse, ensuring that the ground was just kept at a minimal moisture during the very cold, during the sub-zero temperature. Actually, this plant handled the -7 for about a week we had last winter. That was in between January and March 2021. Cyclamen cyprium is related to other two cyclamens in particular, Cyclamen pseudoibericum and Cyclamen libanoticum, and with Cyclamen libanoticum there's also been created a hybrid that is called Cyclamen cross Wellensiekii. I hope to have written properly sorry, we have spelled properly the name. I hope to write it as well correctly when I put it in the description. About the species in the wild, this, as I said, it grows at an altitude about between 300 and 1200 meters, and grows in moist, shady places, as I said, in woodlands or in north-facing slopes in Cyprus, under trees and shrubs. So ideal exposure in UK, in the United Kingdom, is light shade, as well as in many other areas with temperate and cold climate. About the cultivation requirements of the soil, as I said, needs moist, well-drained soil in the growing season, but especially if you have very cold temperature, like sub-zero temperatures, ensure that the moisture is kept at a minimum, because if the tuber goes to frozen solid state, you risk to very likely to lose the plant. And however, remember that this plant goes dormant in summer, so also ideally this plant needs to be kept absolutely dry in summer. And this is another reason because it's better to have it in a greenhouse, in a cold greenhouse, because it is quite sensitive to too much wet during summer when the plant is dormant. And again, in the United Kingdom and many other temperate and cold climates, summer can have rainy periods as well, especially in the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom has a very peculiar climate due to the marine currents going around the British Isles. About the hardiness of this plant, as I said, can handle overnight frost. I personally found can actually handle sub-zero temperatures for at least a week, and however, I wouldn't push too much this adaptation to cold climates. Anyway, I found the hardness of this plant is in between zones, USDA zones 8 to 10. So really, in the United Kingdom, is can be grown successfully outdoors during some years, but in some others winter temperatures might be too low and risk to lose the plant. So really, I would avoid the risk, in my opinion. And another, I want to leave you with obviously showing you these beautiful flowers. And one thing that I realized I forgot about this plant is the scent. This cyclamen is scented. The scent is often described as very intense, very sweet. To be honest, I find only a light scent in Cyclamen cyprium, at least in the specimen I have. It is sweet. I would say sweet and floral, so very pleasant, a very pleasant, very pleasant. Very pleasant scent. However, being basically a very small plant, you can't really smell this flower walking around the garden. Neither I smell it walking around the greenhouse where I keep this pot. I really need to take the pot and put it close to my nose to smell. The fragrance, it is anyway a beautiful fragrance. And something that I also forgot about the cultivation, tried to plant the tuber about I would say at least 3, 4 or maybe 5 centimeters deep. I planted definitely, well, this plant was already, this tuber was already planted too superficially, but it was my fault really not to cover with compost a little bit more. So I would suggest probably leave plant the tuber about 4 or 5 centimeters deep. However, I'm really pleased that this plant showed an incredible adaptation and is growing beautiful leaves and beautiful flowers without any problems. As usual, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, it would be great if you can please give a thumbs up, and if you like this video, any other videos on my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. It is completely free for you, but in this way you help YouTube to make it aware that there are people liking my videos, and YouTube in turn can promote my channel on the platform. As usual, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.